Okay, so unfortunately, I cut off in the middle of the very final slide. I kind of lost track of how long I've been recording for. I apologize for that, and the little fact that this is a little bit longer of a lesson, but almost there. So finish it off. The 15th Amendment. In 1869, Congress will approve the 15th Amendment. It forbids any state to deny any citizen the right to vote because of race, color, or previous condition of servitude, or whether or not they were a slave or a free person. Republicans had moral and political reasons for supporting the 15th Amendment because they remembered the great sacrifices made by African American soldiers during the Civil War. So, because African American soldiers performed so heroically during the war, um, Northerners are going to kind of reward them by supporting the 15th Amendment. And they also felt it was wrong to let African Americans vote in the South, but not in the North. So, in the South, so the North states were not really required to ratify the 14th Amendment, which had kind of given African Americans a lot of rights to vote, like they had to ratify it in the South. Therefore, by passing the 15th Amendment um, in 1870, all African American men over the age of 21 will now have the right to vote because, like I said, not all states were required to ratify the 14th Amendment, and so they kind of ignored it in a little bit in the North. And so the 15th Amendment was hard to enforce, and Southern conservatives were also determined to find a way around it. And it will not be until the mid 1900s, so we're talking 1950, 1960, especially 1963, 1964, 1965, that new legislation will begin to effectively protect voting rights and the full impact of the amendment will be felt. So, the 13th Amendment, the effects will basically be enforced right away, but the 14th and 15th Amendment really won't become all that powerful until the 1950s and 1960s, almost 90 to 100 years after they were actually ratified. And so when you guys get to high school history, you're going to cover the civil rights movement, and that's where you're going to really find out exactly how everyone would be treated up until this point, and what's going to eventually lead to African Americans standing up for themselves and fighting for their own civil rights. So, with that being said, that is the end of section two. And we, like I said, we only got like a week and a half left, guys. So stick with it, get everything done. So make sure you do take the online quiz that is on the book's website. Make sure you get that done today. And other than that, you don't have any homework today. Like I said, we got about a week and a half left, and you guys are done. And so you'll notice that I believe it is the 27th. I have posted kind of like your last assignment that day. And so the 27th, go ahead, you do your homework as normal. The 28th through June 4th, so May 28th, 29th, June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, those days are there for you guys to make up any missing assignments that you have and kind of get caught up on your work. On June 5th at 11 o'clock a.m., I am going to stop taking grades. And at that point, I will be working basically the rest of the day to finalize all your grades for the semester. If you have any questions on how that's going to work, please get a hold of me. But for the most part, you guys are doing really well in staying caught up, or at least asking questions about what you need to do to get caught up. So please keep working hard and just know that June 5th at 11 o'clock a.m., that is my cutoff for accepting assignments.